Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? I was kind of having a hard time getting my camera started. It didn't want to focus. So I had to stop it and restart it a couple times. Get my lip gloss out and my lip balm. And let's get this party started tonight. It's late. It is 2:52 a.m. And I got up about an hour ago from my nap, if you want to call it that. And I was just looking at some stuff on the computer. And now here I am, ready to vlog for the evening. I don't know how long I'm going to go tonight. I don't know if, I haven't said that in a long time on here. I don't know that I'm going to go an hour and a half. I've been trying to go about an hour and a half every night. And it seems to me that people are watching more and more of the vlog every day. So we'll see. I actually haven't looked at any of the comments from last night, so I should go in and do that first in just a second. But let me tell you about my wonderful day. I mean, my days are pretty much the same every single day. I get up and I make a coffee, do my prayers, my meditations, and all that kind of stuff. Alex is usually up a little bit before me, but not a whole lot earlier than me. And he's been going to bed later and later and later. He was going to bed right as I was getting up. He came into bed and we talked for a couple minutes, and then he was going to bed. And we had watched Handmaid's Tale tonight while we ate dinner, and then he watched 2 more episodes. And then when I get done, I'm going to go watch 2 more episodes. We're trying to keep up with, watch it together. And so he would have watched episode 6 and 7. So tomorrow we'll probably finish I think there are only 10 episodes in a season. So tomorrow we'll probably finish the first, well, maybe not, because I have something that I'm doing online tomorrow night. Oh my Lord. Let me see. I think there's only 10 episodes. I got my Hulu package through Disney Plus. If anybody knows how to do this, that would be really helpful. So I got Hulu through Disney Plus because I got the package where you pay like $12.99 a month or something. But I'm wanting to get Hulu so that the ads are taken off of it. I right now have like the heat blasting because it says it's 52, but that's a lie, straight from the pit of hell. It's cold outside. I have the heat blasting on 70, I think it's on 74. Yeah, 74. And then I have my, I was listening to a little Kenny Chesney, El Cerrito Pass. Is that what that song plays? El Cerrito Place. I was trying to get the car to warm up a little bit because it was so cold before I started vlogging. And I have my heat seater on and I have the steering wheel heater on, which I don't know why because I'm not driving, but anyway, it doesn't matter. But I want the Hulu that doesn't have the ads because there's so many ads through there. And I went through and I tried to figure out how to do it. And I can't figure out how to do it because when I go to Hulu to change my plan, because it's like the basic plan, it tells me to go to Disney Plus because I had purchased it through Disney Plus. But then when I go to Disney Plus, there's no place in there to upgrade my plan. So I don't know what to do. Like, I have no idea how to do it. I'm kind of thinking I'm probably gonna have to like cancel the plans and then go back in and reorder them, which that's gonna suck if I have to do that, but I don't really mind. I don't really use Disney Plus that much, but it's like so cheap together. And I like just having it because there's like all the movies on there and stuff. Okay, my stuff. I don't know why this isn't listed on my stuff. Okay, Handmaid's Tale, my stuff, add it to my stuff. Okay. Yeah, there's 10 episodes. So he watched 6 and 7. We watched through 5 tonight. We watched 4 and 5 tonight, eating dinner. And then he watched 6 and 7, and I still have to watch 6 and 7. I'm gonna try to watch them tonight, but I want to finish my book too. And then we're done with season 1. And then season 2, I think it has just 12 episodes, 13 episodes. And then season 3 has 13 episodes, so they're longer seasons. I will say this, having gotten into it, like, at first, well, it is really, really slow. I mean, it just feels slow. And I think partly it's because I read the book so fast. I mean, I literally listened to it in a matter of days. That to me, the book felt very fast-paced, because I said that like on Twitter, and a bunch of people were like, well, the book felt really slow to me. But I read it so fast, I listened to it so fast, that I think that it just seemed very fast-paced to me. I don't know. The show is shot beautifully, and I think the timing of it and the pacing of it is, you know, purposeful, but I'm also kind of like, I just want to kind of see what happens, you know what I mean? The thing that is good about it, though, is it is very close to the story. Like, I have to say, they've done a very, very nice job. Well, Margaret Atwood is involved in the filming of it, I know that. It's really stuck to the main story, but there are things that are different, because, like Alex we were watching it tonight, and, it was the part with Nick. And he asked me something, he goes, well, you probably already know. And I go, well, this wasn't in the book, so I have no idea. And it's interesting what they change and what they don't change. Like with Moira, like in Gilead, when, I don't want to ruin it for people that haven't seen it. In Gilead, like Offred wasn't part of that in the book. Like, she just heard about it. So it's interesting that, like, what they choose to weave through, and, like, Uglan was, like, a lot of that stuff wasn't in the book. And I think it's, like, it makes sense that they added it. It doesn't ruin it. It doesn't take away from it. I think it actually improves the story. I think it's done really, really well. So it's interesting to watch. I like it. I will say it does kind of freak me out a little bit watching it with everything that's going on in the world. I'm having moments right now where, like, I'm completely fine, and then, like, an hour later, like, I was just looking through, like, I'm sure, like, everybody has done this, but I was just kind of, like, looking through finances and stuff like that, and I was like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think we're all kind of thinking, like, how long can we do this? And not just that, but just, like, and then what is the world gonna look like afterwards? You know what I mean? Like, I had today I woke up and I was, like, so peaceful and I was so serene. And then I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, and she, like, literally watches, like, everything on the news. And I got off the phone with her, and she was, like, telling me this, and she was, like, telling me that, and she was, like, and this, and that, and this, and that, and I just got off the phone with her, and I just was kind of, like, freaked out. I was like, well, that didn't help at all, you know what I mean? Like, and I think it's important to stay informed about what's going on, and to know what's going on, but, like, at the same time, I don't know, it's just, you know, like, okay, like, so my dad's a surgeon, and when this whole thing happened, like, I think this is what's interesting about the change in the medical field, you know, when this whole thing, like, started, I think my dad was, like, apprehensive about saying really anything about it, you know, I mean, he didn't, like, necessarily, like, put it, like, poo-poo it, or act like it wasn't that big of a deal, but I could, like, this is, like, you know, three or 4 weeks ago, I would say my dad was, his attitude was, like, you need to be careful, you need to do this, you know, whatever, but, like, I don't think he ever thought it was going to turn into this. And then I talked to my dad today, and he was like, this is, like, horrible, like, this is, like, really, really serious. And, you know, he was telling me that, like, he's like, Peter, I'm 80, I cannot leave the house, like, I can't go anywhere. And you know, he's, like, working remotely from home and stuff like that, and so, you know, he's seeing everything that's happening because, you know, he works within hospital systems, but he was like, you know, I, like, am at the highest risk, and And I don't know, it was like weird today talking to him because he's like, well, your stepmom and I have been door dashing and we really don't have any groceries. And I'm like, I did not want to go back out. But I was like, Dad, if you need me to go get you groceries, like, I will go grocery shopping for you guys. And he was like, no, your stepmom's going to go on Monday. She's got a list. We're going to get a bunch of stuff that, like, so we can get it, you know, last for the next month and whatever. And like, my dad is somebody that's like right on top of all that stuff. And he's like, yeah, he was like, I ran out to Steak and Shake the other day, and he was like, it was really strange. He was like, that was like the first time that I had been out of the house in like, you know, 2 weeks. And he was like, or 2.5 weeks. And he was like, the line was really long. And he was like, I didn't really realize how much the world had changed in 2.5 weeks. And I was like, oh yeah, Dad, it's like night and day. And, so I don't know, it's just like, you know, just to hear my dad say stuff like that, and then the flip side of that, I guess, is like seeing pictures of friends of mine and stuff, you know, where like they're still like getting like having like little get-togethers where there's only like 5 or 6 people. And I'm seeing this on Facebook. Like, these are, I wouldn't say necessarily close friends of mine, but like, you know, they're getting together. And they're like, we're social distancing. And I'm like seeing these pictures, I'm like, well, they're not social distancing, you know? And they're getting together and they're, you know, doing little cookouts in the driveway and stuff, but they're still in close proximity. And I don't know, I just am like, it just is, it's weird. It's a weird world right now, you know? And, I mean, like, in talking to my dad today on the phone, he was like, you need to wear a mask and gloves when you go out. You need to always keep at least 6 feet distance. And he was like, well, how much stuff do you have? And I said, we have stuff for a month. And he goes, don't go out. He said, I'm being serious. He was like, stay at home. And I was like, okay. And, I don't know. It was like I was doing so well, and then I talked to a couple people, and then my sponsor today was like, I think it would be like real good. She was like, I think it would be really good for you to like listen to some leads and stuff and online. And I was like, yeah. I was like, well, we're gonna start a reading group starting a week from Monday. And I said, yeah, I do believe that I should listen to some leads. I said, you know, like for the recovery piece, but I've been like reading my literature and I've been talking to people in recovery every single day. And she's like, well, I just think it would like help you with a little bit of peace of mind and whatever. And I was like, true. I said, but, like listening to my audiobooks and like watching like TV and stuff has kind of helped me get away from all of that. Like, I was talking to Tanya about it, and we were talking about the idea of fear, you know? And she said, you know, I think, like, as people in recovery, we are used to kind of, like, I can't remember how she said it, but she was, like, conjuring up fear, so to speak, right? Like, we get afraid about things that are, not that they're unrealistic, but, like, we come from a point of that, you know, 100 forms of fear. So, like, we're afraid of success, afraid of failure. We're afraid of relationships being good, relationships being bad, sabotage. I mean, we take everything and piece it apart and put fear into it, right? But she's like, this is, like, something that, like, is real fear. You know what I mean? She's like, this is, like, we have, like, this is, like, real fear. And so we were talking about that and, like, how, as people in recovery, like, we respond to that differently. And then, like, my husband is so fantastic to, like, for helping me, because I will say this, like, I haven't really gone into any kind of, like, panic mode or anything, but, like, I think he can tell that my wheels are spinning, and he'll be like, babe, we're fine as long as we stay at home and we don't go anywhere, you know, and he's just, like, very calm about the whole thing, which I need that, you know, and I think it also helps that, like, every person pretty much that I'm talking to, I would say like 90% of the people that I'm talking to, Tanya and her husband, you know, like my other friend, like our little group, my sponsor, my dad and my stepmom, my cousin and her family, Caroline and Mike and her son, and, you know, Melissa and Jason and Valerie, like everybody that I'm talking to is staying at home. Like everybody is. And so it's not like the people that I'm talking to are, I don't know, it's not like it's a different point of reality, you know what I mean? But for some reason today, it just tripped me up a little bit. I just was kind of like, it was kind of in my head a little bit today. I don't know, how are you guys doing with it? Let me know how you guys are doing in the comment section. And you know, the other thing is like, when we went to the grocery store on Friday, like, that day kind of freaked me out, but like, after we went, like, I was so good, right? Like, I was like, I've got everything, and I was talking to Tanya about this was it yesterday? Because Tanya's like, I need to go to the grocery store, but I don't want to go on the weekend because I heard it was really packed. Oh, that was the other thing my dad told me. He was like, when he went to Steak and Shake, it was like late afternoon, and he said, I don't know what day he went, but he said that, like, because it's right next to Meijer, he goes, Meijer literally looked like Christmas. I was like, Dad, I know, it's crazy. He was like, I can't believe that many people are going. And so it's like, when I was talking to Tanya, she was like, I feel like I want to go to the store to get things, but I don't know if maybe it's just because I'm tired of being at home and whatever. And I said, I think that, like, that is so true of so many of us. It's like there was like this, like, I felt like I wanted to go and get stuff because I knew that there were things that I needed. But then once I got there and I got home, I was like, I don't want to go again. But then it's like, give me a couple days, and it's like I start getting kind of like antsy in, you know, the four walls, but I'm not going anywhere. I have no reason to. Well, we have to go to the vet on Wednesday. I think that was the other thing today. Did you guys see there was this thing about this tiger in New York City that tested positive? I think that just like really kind of got me down. I guess it's a couple cats. And then I got kind of worried about Boo and Tucker. And then again, Alex was like, they're only seeing you and I. So, like, you know, and we're not seeing anybody else. I had to do some real kind of like meditative like introspection today about like, is this about, like, is this me not feeling like I can control things, you know, which is a big part of being in recovery, you know, and like, what do I need to do to just relax my mind? And, you know, and we made pizza tonight. We made a quattro formaggio frozen pizza. I don't know what brand it was, but it was really good. It was thin crust, and I don't usually like thin crust pizza. And then the salad that I was going to make last night for the macaroni and cheese, I ended up making, well, Alex put it together tonight. And we had salad, and we had pizza, and then we watched 2 episodes of The Handmaid's Tale. And then for dessert, I'm like eating so bad and I don't even care. For dessert, I had gotten these. So when we were at Costco the other day, they had these huge muffins, and I got poppy seed almond, which I don't love almond, but I love poppy seed anything. And so I really wanted lemon poppy seed, but they didn't have them. I'd gotten smaller ones at Meijer like 2 weeks before that, which I still have, and they're still okay because I keep them in the refrigerator. But anyway, so I got these almond, huge, they're like this big, these muffins for breakfast and like for dessert and stuff like that. I love lemon poppy seed or lemon anything, but poppy seed anything muffins with like raspberry jelly or jam, so I got some of that. And but when we were like at the counter, like, or when we were at the cashier like checking out, the guy said to me, he goes, these are 2 for $1. He was like, so run back and get another one. So I went back there, and they have these muffins. Well, he had said, he goes, they're croissants, bagels, and muffins, you can get whatever. But I asked this woman when I was in the back, and she was like, no, it's just the muffins. So, I mean, I really needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I really needed 12 muffins. But anyway, I got these, and they're like chocolate caramel drizzle. Oh my God, they're so good. And so I made a cup of green tea in the Keurig with lemon and cream. And I had, I wouldn't say that the green tea with cream and honey was the best ever. I think green tea by itself is probably a little bit better. I'll use lemon tea in the future, but it was like a perfect dessert. It was really good. And the muffin was so good, and I warmed it up in the microwave, and I put like butter on it and stuff. It was so delicious. So anyway, I got up, yeah, and I made my coffee, and then what did I do? I can't even remember now. Well, I got up late, and I kind of like just like screwed around and did some stuff around the house, like cleaning up. Oh, I did some laundry today. I like washed these shorts that I've been wearing and some other stuff. And we've been trying to still like make the bed every day and keep everything clean. Are you guys doing that? Like that has really, really helped too. I feel like, you know, after talking about it here just for a little bit on here, I feel a little bit better. So thank you for allowing me to do that. Sometimes I just need to like vent and get stuff out, and then I feel a lot better about it, you know? My friend wrote me back actually last night. That was really nice to hear from her. We're gonna try to set up, she doesn't use Skype. She was telling me some other things that she uses, so we're gonna try to do that. I can't remember what the other one was that she asked me if I had. But we're gonna try to set up a conversation, so that's fun, that's cool to look forward to. So I made videos on all of my channels except for my review channel because, and I had a video I was gonna do, but by the time that it got, like I was getting ready to film my review video, it was 8 o'clock already. And I was like, because I got started on making videos. Well, Alex said, what time did you start making videos? And I was like, I think like 5. And he goes, it was more like 6:30. And I go, was it really that late? And he goes, yeah, I think it was. Because when I started making a video, he was cutting up an apple to eat upstairs while he was gonna watch some TV while on his computer while I was making videos. So I made a drama video, Peterisms video. I read on my booktube channel. We're like 3/4 of the way through the book. I've read like 3/4 of it so far. And then I did, and then I posted the vlog from last night, obviously. But I don't, like I've got to get up and start making videos quicker. Like I just kind of sit around, and so like it's like by the time I get, well, I have to say, if I started at 6:30 and I was uploading my last video at 8, which that can't be true because, no, it would have been true because I was uploading my Peterisms and my booktube videos because those got up so late. The battery's gonna die. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay. This camera does seem clear, doesn't it? It's a nice camera. Although it formats different than my other camera. And for some reason, it won't let me airdrop like the videos that I film on here, because sometimes like I'll airdrop videos from my computer to my phone because they upload like really quick. Like it takes literally like 10 minutes to upload them on YouTube. But whatever the format is of the videos from this camera, it won't let me upload videos. Or airdrop videos. I don't know why. So anyway, I think our neighbors, like their daughter and son-in-law must be like staying with them or something, which they live like real close. I've started hearing a lot about this. Like, have you guys heard this? That like families are starting to like come together and like they're starting to like quarantine together. Like once they've been apart for a little bit, they're now like moving into it. Did you hear about this? I think like Alex's mom and grandma are thinking about going over to Carlos and Liliana's, because neither one of them have seen anybody for like over a week. And I did ask my dad that today. I said like, how long, you know, he goes 7 days. He goes, if you like, he goes, when's the last time you went to the store? And I said, we went Friday, and he goes, so next Friday. He was like, you know, just watch yourself very closely between now and then. He goes, you really want to put 7 days in between yourself and the last time that you went, you know, and interacted, before you're around anybody else. So, and I guess the professionals are saying 14 days, like if, you know, like if you have signs and symptoms or whatever. What was Alex asking me earlier? Do you guys follow anything to do with Kristen Cavallari? Well, Alex, like, loves that Justin Anderson, that hairstylist who's done, like, everybody's hair in, like, Hollywood. He's real cute, and he dates that one of those Rhodes twins. I think it's Aaron Rhodes he dates, I think. They're, like, the twins that came out to their dad on YouTube on the phone. And he calls them Scoot. They're a real cute couple. They just got engaged. But anyway, they're in the Bahamas, and they've been down there for 3 weeks because they're, like, quarantining down there, and trying to write it out. So it's like Kristen Cavallari, her husband, and their kids, and then Justin and his fiance, which is, I think, Aaron Scoot or whatever. And, like, they're just literally on the beach every single day. And I'm like, oh my God, can you imagine? I could do it if that was, I mean, like, I'm doing it now, so I could definitely do it on a beach, you know? And then did I talk to Mel today? I think it was today that I talked, today or yesterday I talked to her. And she was like, yeah, it's like 80 in Arizona, right? I was like, shut up. I said, girl, shut your mouth. But anyway, so I made the videos, and then I don't know what else I did today. Not a whole lot. I listened to my audiobook a lot. I've got like 45 minutes left to finish Camino Island. It's really, really good. If you want a fast read that is very kind of like Key West, it's not Key West, but it feels like Key West. Like small town, everybody walking around, having dinner parties in the summer, and it's very hot outside. You know, it's just, and it's a bunch of writers all getting together. It's like one of my, like, dream books of how I would like to live. And, I just love it. It's great. So I've got 45 minutes left of it. But anyway, and then I don't know what I'm going to read. I want to read that Educated book that my cousin Caroline told me to read, but at the same time, it's like, I want to read just, like, fun stuff. Like, I don't know that I want to get into something really, really deep right now. You know what I mean? I have so many books. I need to just stop buying books. I think I bought another book. I think I used my last, no, I didn't use my last credit. I was going to buy a, how is that on a bestseller list? I was going to buy, some of these bestsellers on here, I don't know how they're bestsellers, but anyway, I was going to buy this Karen Slaughter book last night, because Tanya loves Karen Slaughter. Do you guys know who she is? She's like a mystery writer. Until I, like, looked her up, and she's like this book called Pretty Girls, and then there's another book called, like, Lost Girls or something like that. And I was like, well, Tanya loves her. Tanya absolutely loves her. But Tanya, like, loves long books. Like, if a book is, like, 1,000 pages, all the better for her. Like, she tears through it, right? So I was like, well, maybe I'll get that book, and then, you know, that'll be something good. It's like, one book is 18 hours, and the other book is 20 hours. And I'm like, I don't even know her. I don't know her to be that invested in a 20-hour book. I'm looking at the new releases. What's the Herd? That's interesting. Sometimes the new releases are where, like, the greatest books are. I'm not seeing anything real great. I just bought this, Dean Koontz Devoted. Did I type? Maybe I'll listen to that next. Kathy Reichs has a new book out. I used to love her books. Deja Dead was like that whole series. I used to listen to those back in the day. I would have to listen to them over again. What is this? This looks good. The 10 Golden Rules of Letting Go. The Universe Always Has a Plan by Matt Kahn. Do you feel an insatiable drive to fulfill a mission greater than yourself? To be reacquainted with a long-lost desire to follow the excitement of passion, inspiration, and playfulness? Have you reached a turning point in your reality? In this powerful work, spiritual teacher and intuitive Matt Kahn explores the 10 golden rules for emotional freedom, divinely curated and practical to the demands of everyday life. Infused into each rule is Matt's loving, heart-centered perspective to help guide you through your own profound spiritual transformation. By overcoming self-sabotage, hardship, and anger, you will find true liberation in the infinite current of unconditional love that nourishes your heart. Matt's energetically encoded mantras and exercises will enable you to... You know what? Here's the thing right now. So the April book for the Peterisms channel is the same book as the March book. It's You're a Badass by Jen Sincera, and it's the yellow copy if you're looking for it. It's the original book, because there's like 6 different you're a this, you're a that, you're a badass in business. It's the original one, You're a Badass by Jen Sincera. But I have to tell you, and this is the reason I carried it over, was because I didn't, what's this, The Art of Living by Thich Nhat Hanh, 5 hours and 1 minute. In troubled times, there is an urgency to understand ourselves and our world. We have so many questions, and they tug at this. In this important volume, Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh, one of the world's most revered spiritual leaders in the world today, reveals an art of living in mindfulness that helps us answer life's deepest questions and experience the happiness and freedom we desire. Present 7 transformative meditations that open up new perspectives in our lives and relationships. I'm like, here's the thing, like, that's something that I could get in right here. I'm screenshotting it so I can buy it later. That's something that I can get into right now. But like, You're a Badass, like how to be the best version of yourself, like while I'm sitting at home, like, and I can't go out and be like the best version of myself, I'm struggling reading something like that right now. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, I may change the April book. I may have to look and see, and we read something else, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. So anyway, that was kind of my day, and then we watched 2 episodes of that show, and then I was like reading this group, the Facebook Messenger thing that I'm in, and then I laid down late though. My day is completely like flip-flopped. So like, I go to bed at like 7, and then I get up at like 3. Today I set my alarm for like 1:30, and I got up at 3. Maybe later than that, maybe 3:30. And then I laid down to take a nap. Like, Alex even said to me tonight, he said something, and he was like, well, maybe we could get up and not sleep until 3 tomorrow. And I go, okay, why? And he just kind of looked at me. He was like, well. So, it's funny. We're like having, tomorrow night, starting a week from Monday, I keep on thinking it's tomorrow night, it's a week from Monday, there's 5 of us that are doing it's not a meeting, it's not like a sanctioned meeting of recovery or anything like that. It's just like 5 of us. 5 of us or 6 of us? It's 6 of us. 6 of us are doing a Zoom kind of like get together, and we're just reading literature for an hour and a half once a week. And then Tuesday I have my home group Zoom meeting, and then my sponsor and I are doing something together once a week, just on the phone, working some stuff, so that I feel really, really grounded. And I'm calling her every single day to check in, to feel really grounded in like my sobriety and all that kind of stuff as well while this is going on, which is really, really helpful. And then I'd read that article the other day where it said it was important to have like a team of people. So I kind of have like a mental team in my head of like my dad. I check in with my dad and my stepmom. Like my dad is not a big phone talker. Like, he doesn't love to talk on the phone. And so I call him like every other day and check in, and while I'm talking to him, he always puts me on speakerphone, so I'm talking to like he and my stepmom at the same time, and they always want to tell me about their dog Pickles. But anyway, they're so cute. So I talk to my dad and my stepmom like every other day. I've been calling Caroline like every other day. and like Melissa and Jason, we like are all in this group text. Like Melissa, Jason, Alex, and I, and our friends Aaron and Eric, like we're in this group text that just is like all day long, just constantly all day long. And then Tanya, I talk to like several times a day. My sponsor, I talk to every single day. Valerie, I usually talk to every day. But like I didn't talk to her today. I don't know why. I didn't even. Anyway, Mel, I'm trying to kind of like talk to like every other, every third day, because by then it's like I've been on the phone so much. Oh, there's another friend of mine that's sober that I talk to her every day. I have two friends that I call every day that are also sober, and then like 2 other friends that I call like every 3rd or 4th day. And then I'm also trying to just like, you know, so I have like a circle of people that I'm like trying to like keep in contact with on a regular basis, that I like check in with, and just like supporting each other and like checking in and making sure that everybody's okay, you know? And I think it's important to do that. I really, really do. And I think it's been helping me to also have like an outside perspective on talking to other people about what's going on and things like that. And, you know, I find that like when we're at home, like we really don't talk about it. Like, you know, I don't know if you guys are talking about it with your spouses or your partners or boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever, roommates, if you have a roommate, but like we aren't really talking about it. Like tonight when we were watching the show, I was like, I saw the article come up about the tiger, and I was telling Alex about it. But other than that, like we don't sit there, and I'm not watching the press conferences every single day. I just can't do that. I go in afterwards and I kind of like look at like what has been talked about. But as a couple, we talk about planning. We talk about, you know, like going forward, you know, in situations like that. But like we don't really talk about the whole situation of what's going on. I feel like we did at first, you know, like, well, what did I say to Alex today? I said, are you scared? And he goes, I'm not scared. He goes, but it's scary. And I was like, and I thought that was such like an appropriate way to put it, you know what I mean? And he was like, if we just stay at home and we do what we're told, he was like, we should be okay. So this lady down the street that we're friends with, her friend is making masks. Which my dad had a really great idea for a mask today. He was like, do you guys have masks there? And I said, well, we just used handkerchiefs and stuff like that. And he was like, well, that's a great idea. He goes, but have you thought about using like a puppy pad? And I go, excuse me? He goes, well, it's already like has like the built-in stuff. And he goes, you could just cut it out and then put like a rubber band through each side to put around your ears if you don't have something else. I was like, well, we don't have any puppy pads, but that's actually a good idea. But I also got online and I ordered these 2 masks that Tanya has that are similar. Now, it may take 2 to 3 weeks to get here. I don't know, because it said it was back ordered. But Tanya said that she put like a coffee filter inside of one. You know, and I know that you're, I believe, well, now they're telling everybody to wear masks because you don't know if you're asymptomatic or not, you know what I mean? So, but I got online and I ordered those. I think I ordered those yesterday. Yeah, but I just find myself, like, my day going like this. Like, I'm moments where I'm very calm and very peaceful, and I'm just kind of sitting there. I do think, though, like the weather, like, it keeps on saying it's going to be, like, in the 70s, and you guys, it's, like, literally, like, in the 50s and kind of cool outside. Like, it feels like fall. And I do believe that, like, when it's 70, like, the other day, it was the day that we went to go get the groceries, and when we came home, like, Alex, like, had all the windows open. He had the back door up. I mean, we don't have that many windows in our house anyway, but he had, like, this, you know, the sliding glass door open, and we had the upstairs window and the window downstairs and all this stuff open, and it was, like, it felt so fresh in there, and we had, you know, like, the candles going and stuff like that, and it just, it felt really clean and really like we were done spring cleaning in the house, and it was nice, you know. And I feel like once we can open up the patio and we can put the cushions out there, you know, and we can make a little gate so the dogs can go like in and out, I think it will be much better, you know. I think I'm actually going to order, Does anybody have one of those things? It's like the as seen on TV things. I keep on saying I'm gonna order one. Seen on TV, magic. What's it called? It's like the... Shoot. Amazon. I'll tell you what it is. Because it's like one of the top sellers. They like really don't have a lot of stuff on there. What is it? Why is it not pulling it up? See, the stuff that they have on here is so expensive. I can't find the thing I'm looking at. What's a grab bag shopping bag? It's so expensive. I mean, like, some of this stuff, would you seriously even use it? Why can't I find this thing? Well, it's the thing that goes in like a window. Not a window, but like a door outside. And she's always like walking outside, and it's supposed to like keep like the dogs inside. Do you know what I'm talking about? Seen on, I felt like I just saw somebody out of the corner of my eye walking. TV, pet door, pet screen. Let's see if that comes up. Magnetic screen door, reinforced fiberglass mesh curtain entry door. That's what I want. Magic mesh. Yep, that's what I want. I'm gonna get that. And then I can do a review of it too. But I don't really know how it works. Hands-free retractable screen door. Oh my god, there's all different kinds of versions of it. Anyway, but I think like if we could like go outside and, you know, make a pitcher of lemonade or, do you know what I mean? Like, just be able to use the patio and go out there and relax and stuff like that. Like, I think it would make it, what is this? No, I don't need to go premium on the Weather Channel. But I think it would make it so much better. But like, okay, today it's supposed to be 64. That's nice. Tuesday, 73. Fantastic. Wednesday, 70. Unbelievable. And then 48, 46, 55, 54. I'm just ready to have, and then it's all 50s. All 40s and 50s. So we get 3 nice days. 64 today will be fantastic. That'll be really, really nice. And 73 and 70 is like unheard of. Tuesday, I should like get up and like get the videos done that I want to get done and just be able to be outside and read all day long. That's what I should do. I should film some videos outside. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna film some videos outside. 50% chance of rain on Tuesday. Oh well. So anyway. But yeah, like I think like, you know, and who was I talking to today? I was talking to a friend of mine who was like, oh, I was talking to my sponsor, and she has these friends that like literally are in a 1-bedroom apartment in New York City. And she said, you know, I just feel so bad for them. And I was like, I don't, like, I can't even imagine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel very, very blessed in that situation, you know? And I do, like, I have my fear over here, and then I have my gratitude over here, and they're two completely separate things, but I think that maybe, you know, like, my fear of what we're going through is one thing, and then my gratitude for my situation. I mean, I feel blessed to have my home and to have, you know, like, everything that, food to eat right, at least for right now. You know, like, when I was looking at, like, the financial situation, I was like, okay, we're okay for April, we're okay. That's all, I'm not gonna, like, stress out about past that. Do I want to plan for the future? Sure. Do I want to start looking for the future? Sure. But I'm not gonna stress out about it today, you know what I mean? And, so I sat there and I kind of, like, started, like, making some plans, and, you know, like, and I think that that's important to do. And that also makes me feel a little bit better when I start kind of like really working it out realistically, so to speak, you know? But I do feel very, very grateful for just my dogs and my husband and my home and everything. The days are long though, aren't they? Like, my God, like, I mean, I've been at home for like the last, you know, 4 years. So this is nothing new to me, but like, even just like getting in my car and driving around for an hour and running errands, like going in and out of places, talking to other people besides my husband and my dogs, you know what I mean? Like, the days really do feel long. And, you know, I think, but like, the thing is like today's such a good example of it. There are moments when I put on so much lip gloss tonight and I do not care because it makes me happy. There are moments when I'm like, kind of like off. I wouldn't say full of fear. Like, I really didn't, today I didn't have moments where I just was like, oh my God. Like, it wasn't like that. But where I'm just kind of like, I feel uneasy. But then, an hour later, I feel complete gratitude. And this is what's so weird, is like, I either have a day where I'm completely off, or I have a day that I'm completely content and peaceful, which are most days over here. Or I have a day like today where it was up and down. It was kind of all over the place. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was like, one moment I was feeling very peaceful and serene, and the next moment I was like iffy about things. So let's go in and read. Oh, I wanted to read this thing to you guys that my cousin, not my cousin Caroline, my other cousin, posted on Facebook. She had seen it somewhere and she reposted it. I absolutely loved it. So it was, this came across this poem written in, somebody else posted it and she just reposted it. Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to go into her thing because I don't think I got the whole poem. Here she is. Da-da-da. She and I have mutual. Do you ever look at your, like, friends and family's mutual friends? Like, I look at Caroline's, I'm like, how do you know so-and-so? Like, it's so crazy that we know some of the same people, but we didn't know we knew them. Anyway. Okay, it's not pulling that up, so let me go in here. Class of 2020. She posted this. It says, it's like this thing that somebody posted. If our seniors don't get the honor of getting to walk across the stage, I think this is a great option. Class of 2020. And then it's like this thing that's from Pic Collage. I love this idea. If we can't have a graduation for the class of 2020, I think we should all line up in our cars with our senior and do a parade through the town and neighborhoods. Ask everyone to stand on their lawn as the kids wave out the window so family and friends can still celebrate them and still be 6 feet away from everyone. Ask for the police to escort them with sirens and on and flashing lights. Make signs, hoot and holler as they drive by. At the end, have the principal walk up to the window and hand the kid their diploma. Give these kids a way to go out with a bang and a moment they will cherish together. I think that's really cool. See, it's like stuff like that, like reading stuff. I just looked up there, I thought the battery was dying, but it's not. But it's like stuff like reading stuff like that, where it's like, you know, like people thinking outside the box that are so kind and whatever, you know? Okay, so this is what she wrote. Came across this poem. I want to make sure I have enough time because I've got like 2.5 minutes left. Came across this poem written in 1869, reprinted during 1990. I'm going to stop it and I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, I didn't want to stop it and then have to like be halfway through this poem, you know what I mean? So she just reprinted this, but it says, came across this poem written in 1869, reprinted during 1919 pandemic. And it was written in 1869 by Kathleen O'Mara. And people stayed at home and read books and listened, and they rested and did exercises and made art and played and learned new ways of being and stopped and listened more deeply. Someone meditated, someone prayed, someone met their shadow, and people began to think differently, and people healed. And in the absence of people who lived in ignorant ways, dangerous, meaningless, and heartless, the earth also began to heal. And when the danger ended and people found themselves, they grieved for the dead and made new choices and dreamed of new visions and created new ways of living and completely healed the earth just as they were healed. Reported or reprinted during Spanish flu pandemic 1919. And I loved that. She posted, how to stop eating during quarantine. Wear your swimsuit instead of your pajamas. You're welcome. She's so funny. Okay. Let's go in and read some comments, shall we? Pulling it up. Numbers are still good. Looking good. Your video is performing as usual, it says. Okay. Let's see the comments. Mira said, she's talking about my mom, and her bangs fell off. Lord, I about swallowed my gum. Bless you for sharing. Stay safe and shine on. The world needs your light. That was one of my mom's favorite stories. The other one of my mom's favorite stories was, so my mom and my aunt were 3 years apart. So when my aunt was a senior, my mom was, well, my aunt graduated in 59. My mom graduated in 61. 59, 60. 61, 3 years. So when my mom was a sophomore, when my aunt was a senior, my mom would have been a sophomore. And my grandma was always very, very poor. And this is a true story. My grandma did go to prison. Like, I mean, I talk a lot about it as a joke on my review channel, but my grandma, I found this out after my mom passed away, but before my aunt passed away. And what I found out was, and it makes so much sense in retrospect, and like kind of partly why like Caroline and I like really wish we had known the whole story is because it so explains how our mothers were. Like it really, really explains how our mothers were. And you know, like my mom would say, you know, she and my aunt both called my grandma mother. So they would say, like Nora and Pura is on. But like my mom would say, well, like, you know, mother took the bus and Kathy and I both had our own cars. Like, can you even imagine? Like, and my grandma took the bus like every single day. And she was like, she would do anything for us girls. Well, my mom's dad died when my mom was 4 of lung cancer. And we don't really know a whole lot about him either, except for that. Like, I mean, we have family from that side, and he was a bartender at like the hippest bar in Indianapolis, which they reopened in Fountain Square. It's the Thunderbird. So if you're from Indianapolis, my grandfather, okay, and what would have been my mom, anyway, way back when, okay, our grandfather was like the bartender at Thunderbird, like when it was open the first time. So anyway, which is so crazy in retrospect, you know. So then, my grandma got remarried when my mom was like, I don't know, but so when my mom was, between my mom's going to high school and going to college, is because she wasn't 18 yet, is when my grandma went to prison and my aunt became her guardian, which it makes so much sense, like in retrospect. And so anyway, and apparently my grandma went back years later. I don't really know the whole story of that. We don't really know any of it now, because that we found out after my uncle died, and my dad was like, no, I only knew the one time or whatever. So, because my dad was the one that originally told me. He was like, your mom didn't want you to know, but now that she's gone, I don't think it would matter. And, you know, she and Kathy didn't want you and Caroline to look at grandma differently, which I still don't, you know, to this day. But anyway, so my aunt so they lived in a very small house. If you live in Indianapolis, my mother grew up on Central, okay? She grew up like, well, she had like, I think she went to like 10 or 11 different high schools, or 10 or 11 different schools, 9 or 10 or something, I can't remember, the whole time that she was growing up, right? But in Broad Ripple, like her last 2 to 3 years, they lived at 52nd and Central, which is in Broad Ripple. My mom went to Broad Ripple High School, and she was a Ripple Rocket. So anyway, that was the song, I'm a Ripple Rocket, a mighty Ripple Rocket. My mom sang all those songs when I was growing up. So anyway, but they lived in like this little small house, but in a nice neighborhood and whatever. And my grandma did the best, and apparently she was stealing money left and right. And my mom was like, she and my aunt always had like the nicest clothes and whatever, and they had sweater sets and stuff. So anyway, that's why I just preluded the whole story by talking about all of that, because my aunt and my mom had very nice clothes in high school. And my mom and my aunt both loved having like sweater sets, and this is like the late 50s, so like a lot of people were, you know, like wearing like tight jeans, you know, pedal pushers, and like sweater sets. Do you know what a sweater set? Okay, so a sweater set is where it's like a cashmere short sleeve sweater, and then you have like a sweater over it with pearl buttons, okay? And they've kind of made a return the last couple years, but this is like a thing from the 50s. So my Aunt Kathy had, like, for Christmas or something, she had gotten like this like white cashmere sweater set, and my mom said it was beautiful, and it was like long cashmere stuff. And so she wore it like one morning, was gonna wear it to school or something, but like before she even like got to school, she like, I can't remember the whole story, but anyway, she got ink on it. So she came back and she like panicked and like washed it out and got it out, right? I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with this, but anyway, she like put the cashmere sweater in a washing machine, or she hand washed it, or something happened. But she put it back in, because it would come in these plastic bags, you know? Maybe she, like, by that time, like, it had already shrunk, or she didn't know what to do with it or whatever. But this sweater that was, like, let's say this big, shrunk to, like a Barbie sweater. And my mother said that she and, like, my grandma and her stepdad were, like, watching TV one night, and it was, like, a week and a half later. Like, she had put it back in the plastic, like, you know, wrap, because it would come, like, in those, have you seen them, like, those envelopes? I have them, like, in the basement. I do, though. I have sweater sets from back then, okay? I need to get rid of those at some vintage store. But anyway, I always think I'll have some cool friend that will want to wear all those things, but I never do, you know? But anyway, they're like these plastic, like, envelopes that, like, button over. They're really cool. So anyway, that you keep these sweater sets in. So anyway, my mom and my grandma and her stepdad were, my mom, her stepdad, and my grandma were watching TV, and all of a sudden, my mom hears my aunt go, "Ah!" And she comes in and she like attacks my mother, right? Like, they were known to fight a couple times throughout their life. And my mom had no idea what was going on. It was all about this sweater. So anyway, this is the story I was gonna tell. So okay, that was funny because that was like the same era as the bangs. My mom was kind of a rebel rouser, can you tell? Okay. Magic Me said, I like how Peter sees someone moving down the street and immediately closes his car window as if the person will launch themselves at him like a rocket. You never know. Listen, I'm locking my door. Thank you. Sarah said, honestly, thank you for keeping me sane. Love you too. Oh, thank you. Bianca said, give Handmaids a chance. It is slow, but it's so worth it. We are. Like, Alex and I talked about it tonight, and we're like, are we in it for the long haul, or are we canceling this? Because I don't want to watch any more of it. Listen, I got enough shows I need to watch, right? But the thing is, like, I almost can't keep up with his speed, because he would watch, like, 5 episodes a night. Like, true story. He would have the whole series done already. And I'm like, oh my God, could you slow down a little bit? Like, I got books and things to do, okay? Rosemary said, yes, Mark Messier did play for the New York Rangers. He was the captain when they won the Stanley Cup in '94. He was called the Messiah, which makes sense because then I got sober in '94, so that would have been around that same era that she was in love with him. Okay, Magic Me said, Tanya probably, Tanya would kill you right now if she saw how you spelled her name, by the way. It's T-O-N-Y-A. And he put, Tanja probably just meant that it's a lie straight from the ball pit of hell. I'm sure it was perfectly innocent. Whenever somebody, like, they'll come up to Tanya, like if we meet somebody in a meeting and their name is Tanya too, and they'll say, oh, you spell it the other way, and Tanya says, yeah, I spell it the right way. She always says that. Hey, Lisa, with the blue hearts. Crafty Sutton said, I was wondering if the book Educated was good. Thanks for letting us know. It is. Hey, Peter, love you. Love you too. Yeah, my cousin said it was so good. And you know what's so weird? I don't know if I said this the other day, but like on Goodreads, if you go look, it has one of the highest ratings of any book. Did I do it while I might have done it while I was like on here. But anyway, it has one of the highest ratings of any book that I have ever seen. I mean, it's almost unheard of how high the ratings are. Linda said, hey Linda, she comments, Linda, you have like been so good. You and like Lisa and so many people underneath here have been so good. I Wonder Woman, she's another one. So many people you guys are so great for like having watched for so long and commented for so long. It just really means a lot to me and it really feels like a family. Not to sound all cultish and stuff like that, but it really does. It's like nice when I see your names because I'm like, oh, there's Linda, you know? Anyway, Linda said, I love the rain falling. I love to hear my bullfrogs in my ponds. I love the sound of my back door opening as I know it's my son. Edit. I love Peter. I love the story of Judy. Aw, thank you. I love those sounds too. We actually have bullfrogs over here on the lake. And so when I sit outside at night, like when it's warm outside, I mean, our neighborhood is so still, you guys. And we have like huge mature trees and it's so nice. And so when I sit out here, I always kind of feel like it's Golden Girls in our neighborhood because people do have like these huge lanais and stuff behind their house. We don't, but some people do. But anyway, like you can hear the bullfrogs on the lake over there, and it's really, really nice. I do love the sound of a bullfrog. See, that would make such a great title for a vlog, but then nobody would watch it. Cheyenne said, I've been watching The Society on Netflix. It's really good. It's kind of a Lord of the Flies situation and Pied Piper combined and modern, so I think you would enjoy it. I hope you're doing good, Peter. I hope you're doing good too. I will try it. I have that, I think, on my list. Megan said, when you were talking about eating random stuff, it reminded me that one time I got so drunk with my old roommate, and we only had chip crumbs and salsa. I poured the salsa over the crumbs like cereal. Thanks for triggering that memory. Dane said, I'm obsessed with these stories from way back in the day with your good Judy's, Peter. I could listen to those all day. Okay, do you want to hear a story? Okay, this is such a bad story. I mean, it's not really a bad story, but it's so funny. So, There used to be a strip club. I have no issues with strip clubs whatsoever. Just let me say this, okay? If you're a dancer or you've danced in your life, I have no issue with that. I have many friends of mine that have danced in their lives, and I will say this, none of them glorified the situation and were like, I'm doing this to pay the bills, and once I'm done, like, and I've got through college, I'm not doing this anymore. I wouldn't say for any of them it was their dream job. But I did have one friend that was like really, really into the business of dancing. But so anyway, but I haven't been to that many dance clubs in my life, I haven't been to that many bars in my life that were like male strip clubs. But there was one in Indiana way back in the day, and I can't remember what it was called. It was like in this little house, and you had to pay a membership fee. I don't even know why, but it was called like a gentleman's, I don't know why, but you had to have like a membership to it, and the membership was like $10, which was basically just like, so they would give you a card, and that's how you got in. So, like, I only ever went there one time in my entire life. What was the place called? Shoot. God, I know somebody that is watching this remembers. I cannot, because I have so many people that watch this from Indianapolis. I wish I could remember what it was called. Indianapolis Mail. This is where I wish I had somebody on my speed dial that could just text and be like, do you remember what Indianapolis Mail Strip Club in the 90s? It's pulled up Sunset Strip and Dancers, and those are both not, those are both women's dance clubs, or strip clubs. Top 8 strip clubs in Indianapolis. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. I can't remember what it was called. But the name was so ridiculous that, like, it kind of adds to the story, which is why I was wanting to look it up. And it was like this purple house, and it was off of Capitol, and you, like, it was like in between these two side streets, and you walked up these stairs and you went in, and this bar was like so small, and it was like real, and like I was wasted before we even got there. Club Cabaret was right across the street, and we were going there afterwards, but we went there because they had like penny beer night on Wednesdays or whatever. And so like I paid my membership, and they give you like a card, like an actual like credit card member, like, you know, like the Playboy Club back in the day. So I'm a little ripped before we ever go in there anyway, and I'm like with like 3 of my friends, right? So we go in there, and oh God, what was that place called? I cannot believe that I cannot remember it. Anyway, so we go in there, and it is sad, okay? And they have like one bar, like a stripper pole up against the wall, like when you walk in, and then the bar is like to the left, and then there's like a strip pole in the middle and another one in the back, and it's like 3 of these guys, and they're like real skinny. They didn't look like any kind of stripper I'd ever seen in my life, any male stripper, you know? Because like when we would go to Chicago or places like that, or Louisville, like the strippers were like built, you know, like super muscular. Well, my friends are getting me drunk, and they're like, did you ever think about dancing? I was like, listen, and I had no problem back in the day taking my clothes off in a bar. Okay, we'll just put it that way. Okay, not one of my finest moments, but you know, taking my shirt off, taking my clothes off, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, Peter was not embarrassed about that. Now, maybe today if I was in a little bit better shape, but, so anyway, I don't know why I'm getting embarrassed telling the story, but we, God, I wish I could remember what that place was called. I don't know why I can't. I feel like it starts with an F, but anyway, so I'm sitting there, and these dancers are just so sad, and I went up and I started dancing next to this. So I was like, I can dance better than these dancers, and my friends were like, what? And I'm like, I can dance better than these dancers. So I went up and I started like getting up the pole, and I was like, and I knew how to work a stripper pole, so I was like doing this stuff, and this guy, like the dancer next to me, like didn't really know what to do, and he's like this, I swear to God, he was probably 90 pounds and a G-string. It was sad. And he was like, just kind of standing there looking at me like, you know, like this. And he goes, you need to get off the stage. And I go, don't tell me what to do. like pushed him, right? Oh my God, I ended up getting kicked out of this strip club so bad. They like carried me out and like kicked me out. I'm like holding my card and I'm like, but I'm a member. My friends thought it was so hilarious. They told that story forever. Anyway, I don't remember that. I feel like it was called like Club Fantasy or something, but that's not what it was called, but it was something like that. Anyway, not my finest moment. I got kicked out of a lot of bars. Keep talking about books and movies, please, said Shelley. Well, I do that about every day on here, don't I? Margaret said, a day without Peter is like a day without sunshine. I love the sound of rain when I'm falling asleep or a storm. The sound of crickets, the crackling sound a new book makes when you open it. I love that too. And I love the smell of an old book. Those are at the top of my list. Hope everybody is enjoying I hope everybody is hanging in there. God bless. Slum Kitty, put some hearts. Brooke said, oh my God, I love the sound of turn signals. Whenever I tell someone that, they look at me like I'm nuts. I cannot believe you said that, like, that sound too. You know, oh wait, that's a specific turn signal sound. That's my favorite. I can't get over this. Those were like the small details in life that my mom really like noticed, and she would talk about on a regular basis, like walking through like the grass at night when it was a little bit dewy, or like sitting on a hot driveway at night, like in the dark, and just talking to friends, or like the smell of whatever. It's something that like I feel like that was a gift she gave me when I was visiting Mel. So where Mel lives, like I would go pick her up. So like I would go to her house and then I would pick her up and we would go back, you know, whatever. Well, there's these bushes there, and it was like from her neighbors on the other side, and we would like be walking along these bushes and I knew exactly where it was, and I was like, there's that smell again. And it was like this bougainvillea smell. It was like absolutely fantastic. I was like, I could die if I just like lived right here in this smell. I mean, the smell was so fantastic. And she's like, yeah, I love that smell. But I think it's about like programming ourselves to see those smaller little details of the world, you know? And I really like, when I look back on like things that my mom loved, like that was it, like from my mom, like a really, really good cup of coffee in the right mug for breakfast, like made the whole day, you know, or just little things, you know. And I really think about that, like when I'm brushing my teeth, like to turn the water on just a little bit warm instead of cold all the way for me, because I really like, I mean, it's like you like, I think being at home too has really forced me to like focus more on like having candles lit, and you know, like making the house the way that we like it, and making the bed every day, and having, you know, this, and like the small details that make life so fantastic. I think I've really paid a lot of attention to that over the last couple weeks, you know. So the small details are really important. Sherry left a very personal comment on here, and I just want to say, Sherry, I'm sending you prayers and positivity, and I'm thinking about you, and thank you for what you shared, and thank you for sharing your story on here. I was really, it really means a lot to me that you feel safe to share that over here, and I'm sorry that you're going through that really, really tough time right now, and I love you. Oh my God, somebody's name is Judy, and Judy said, this old good Judy loves all your channels. Aw, thank you, good Judy. Carrie said, I read Camino Island back when you first mentioned reading it for your grocery store grabs. Grocery store grabs, thank you, that's what it was called. It was such an easy book to get into. It was a great read to escape, and could totally feel myself living amongst a small town. I could too, oh my God. I'm so excited to hear you mention there is a part 2. Sometimes just need that fun, not so deep thing to read. Thank you, Carrie. That's exactly how I feel. And it is such, I mean, I love the character Myra. I wish they had like made her more into a bigger character in the book. Melissa said, blue hearts. I love these stories, Peter. Listening to you was the first time I've been able to relax and focus all day, and I'm very grateful. All my love to you and your little family. Oh, thank you. Hunter said, I think I remember you talking about her a while back on here, but I'm glad she reached out to you. It seems like a lot of people are using this as an opportunity to reconnect with people who've made an impact along the way. True. And Hunter, by the way, have you made your video? If Hunter, when you make your video that you said you're going to make your comeback to YouTube, could you post it underneath here so that we could see it? What is going on? I feel like I'm like seeing shadows or something. It's freaking me out. Dane loves the sound of light rain on a roof or a tent if you're camping, or rain on a pond or puddles. I also love the sound of a fire and bamboo wind chimes. Do you know what is one of the sounds that I love? Dane, not camping, because I don't camp, but I do love like when a storm is coming and then you can hear it's like pitter, patter, pitter, because we have like this, not a sunroof, but what do you call it? We have like the skylight in our bathroom. And so like when it's storming, like it's getting ready to storm at night, like you can hear it's like, and then it like gets really hard. I love that sound of a storm. Carrie said, fun fact to share. Been playing a lot of Monopoly lately, and house rule is if you land in Indiana, you have to say a Peter phrase. Oh my God, I love that so much, such as good Judy's, I'm 50 and I like to kick, hello, 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 etc. Or pay $100 to the middle if you forget to say anything or can't think of something that wasn't already used. Oh my God, I love that so much. I am sharing that in my drama video tomorrow too, because that is so fantastic. I live for that. Thank you. Okay, blue hearts, blue hearts, blue hearts, blue hearts, blue hearts. Melissa said, I literally had that bomb you got got the skull in my Amazon cart getting ready to send it to you, and when I saw you review it on your review channel, I was like, damn, small world that Peter found it and bought it, LMAO, but I am glad you like the products. I use them for myself. Stay safe out there, Peter. Thinking of you as I see what is going on in Illinois. It scares me because that isn't too far from where you are. Oh, thank you. I don't know what you're talking about with Illinois right now, but I will say this. This stuff finally came from the post office, and I have it in my garage, and it's sitting on like a plastic bag right now. And I know that they say that mail and deliveries and packages are safe right now, but I'm just gonna let it sit there for like 24 hours before I open it, and then I will like show some of the things on here, okay? Belinda, it's Belinda's birthday, April 4th. Happy birthday to you, Belinda. Happy birthday to you, Belinda. Happy birthday, quarantine Belinda birthday. Happy birthday to you. I hope you had a great birthday. I was just thinking about that today. I was like, do you think we'll still be on the quarantine for my birthday in June? I don't really do a whole lot for my birthday, so. Madikin said, my husband, our newborn, and I watch you every day, especially now that we're both home. Please start doing a review every day of all the stuff you have. Did you get your Starbucks spring pink matte studded tumbler before pandemic? Love you, Peter. Stay safe. I didn't. I wish I had, though. I have so many of those cups now. And you know what's weird is that, like, oh my God, my Amazon cups might come tomorrow. Oh my God, I would be so excited if they did. But the thing is like, all of my Starbucks cups that I have now, like my straws and stuff, it is so, I was like, why am I getting so hot? It's so hot in here. I was like, I prefer making coffee in like tumblers like this. I have like one that I've been using every day that's like this like special one. And that's why I bought some of the new Amazon cups. I don't love like buying, or I don't love like using those Starbucks cups. I don't know. Well, first of all, because my Keurig doesn't make that much coffee. I have to make like 2 things of coffee to, you know, go through there. I wonder if that's maybe like why for a while I was having headaches in the morning, because I wasn't drinking as much coffee as I usually do. Because, you know, I go and I get a venti iced coffee with 2 equals, but I'm literally drinking like just 1 cup of coffee in the morning, like, and I'm not even finishing the whole thing. So I'm drinking so much less caffeine. I wonder if that could be why. Like, I was having headaches for a while, although my headaches have pretty much gone away, so. Haley said, Crystal said, I love your good Judy stories. Definitely helping me get through this hot mess. Oh, thank you. You guys are helping me too by letting me talk on here. Haley said, love this. Architects of our souls. I have friendships like that. Friendship has... Okay, it stopped. I didn't realize it was at the end. But I was reading... Here, I'll read it again. Haley's comment. She said, love this. The architects of our souls. I have friendships like that. Friendship has always been very precious to me. I think because my family has always been small, far away. I still have friends from my childhood, and I agree. Like, I think the same thing. You know, like, I was the only child. I had, you know, only mother and father. You know, it wasn't like I had this huge extended family and my stepmom, and then like a cousin that's an only child, and so I didn't have this huge family. But my mom and my aunt, especially my aunt, had a lot of friends that were always around. So like, I always had aunts and, you know what I mean, and uncles, like, growing up, that were like extended family. And I'm such a believer in families of choice, and like, as well as families of origin. You know, we have our families of origin that we're born into, but we also have families of choice, and those are our friends. Like, I consider my friend Tanya like a sister, you know, like, she is such a sister to me in my life. And I feel so blessed to have had like sister mother types, aunt types. Like, my, you know, Aunt Susie is like another mother to me. You know, my aunt was like another mother to me. And I think, like, especially, like, that was, like, a concept that kind of came out, you know, like, when I first, like, came out, that, like, this whole idea of, like, gay people that were not accepted by their families. And so you have a family of origin, but then you have a family that we can't pick. We can't pick who is our family, but then we have a family of choice that we can pick. That is just as meaningful, if not more, sometimes, you know? And, so I think because my family was so small, like, those dear, dear friendships that I've had have really meant the world to me. Okay, let's go through here and read just a couple more comments. I can't find Peter at all on Words with Friends. I've had so many people say this to me. I don't know why some people can and other people can't. Look up Peter Monn, and it's Words with Friends 2. Look up Peter Monn, and then look up the real, in all caps, Peter Monn. I can't accept any more games right now anyway. Like, I'm full of, I think. Gwendolyn said, hello, hello, hello. Enjoyed hearing those crazy stories, and I'm glad you got to reconnect with your friend. Thanks, Gwendolyn. Mama Oz said, I love the sound of my daughters laughing together, the dogs snoring or talking, or my alien cats purring. Taser said the show definitely picks up, so I'm going to keep watching it. Tiandra said, I love your story. So happy you found YouTube as your career. You are by far the most intriguing person I've watched, period. And yes, I'm a millennial. You were so sweet. I needed to hear that today, honestly. Like, it really means a lot to me. I think you are so open and comfortable and have helped me become closer to the person you are. Never change. Always tell your stories and be you 100%. Love you always. You're good, Judy. On the West, Tiandra. That was really sweet. Thank you. Here's Sarah. She said, it's been warm in Arizona. It's been in the 60s to the upper 70s. Stay safe and healthy, Peter. Thank you for making me enjoy this cold even more. Adriana said, I downloaded Words with Friends for the sole purpose to play with Peter, and I think I'm typing in his name wrong. Can someone please tell me how he wrote it out, or does anyone else want to play? I literally, when I go on this, random people are never online. Find me. Here, I want to see if I can find you. Because I get, like, bonus points if I start one new game. I'm, like, so full. Like, you guys, I'm literally, like, playing, like, 80 games. My matches of the day are always, like, very interesting to me. They always have super high points, too. How do you find somebody? Friends. Search. Why won't it let me look up people? Okay, this is like pulling up somebody. It's not you though. It's different. I don't know why I can't find you. Anyway, try the real Peter Monn. Sky said, "Hey, good Judy Peter, I love your vlogs. Every day I wake up, make my coffee, and wait for your vlog. P.S. Hot sauce and mac and cheese is a must. LOL." It really is so good, isn't it? Here's another one. Sarah asking, my words with friends. My mom would say the armpit of hell. My mom said that too. I digress. I digress made such a nice video for me when PP passed away. I still think about that all the time. Lisa said, I love the supermarket reads last summer. I read Camino Island then. I liked it, so I'm ready for the sequel also. I might start the supermarket reads up again. Maybe I'll just listen to them on Audible instead of reading them. Jen Michelle said, your vlogs make me so happy and are such a good distraction. I'm an ER nurse and times are tough. I so appreciate your bright personality during this time. I've watched you for so long. You make me happy. Thank you. Thank you for your service right now. I really, really appreciate it. Amber said, vlog question. Did you have any long-term health repercussions from your drinking and drug use? Love you, Peter. My husband and I watch your vlog every single day. It's a good question. No. But, as many people know, I'm an epileptic. And I had an accident where I was hit by a van. It was when I was like 18, I think 18 or 19. I was walking across the street. I was completely blacked out drunk, and I was hit by a van, and I was thrown like 50 feet, and I landed on my head. They think that either my epilepsy is organic, and I have a form of epilepsy called juvenile myoclonic epilepsy. They think that either my epilepsy is organic, and that it could have been passed down from like my grandfather to me, because nobody really knows a lot about my grandfather's medical history, and that he possibly could. A lot of times epilepsy is genetic. Or they think that it could have been that I had like brain damage as a result of being like landing on my head. Because I like hit my head like that and came back up. I think about that sometimes, like, and I still drank after that, you guys. Like, that did not stop me from drinking. I literally, okay, this van was going like probably 55 miles an hour. If you, in Indianapolis, if you want to know where it's at, if you live in Indianapolis, it's where 96 and 96 in Allisonville, there is a Shell station right there. Okay, well, that road used to be like on one side, like once you passed 96th Street, going north, it was gravel. Or was it the other? Yeah, and then from there, or 96th Street was gravel, and the other way. So anyway, I got hit right on that, like, that intersection by a van coming through, and they were going like 50, 55 miles an hour, and I was thrown like 50 feet. Can you even imagine? Like, I think about that sometimes, and I'm like, I can't even believe like I lived through that, you know? So, but my neurologist has just been like, you don't really need to know. So, like, you know, you probably will never know what it's from. And because I was such a belligerent asshole in the hospital, they didn't end up doing, like, a CAT scan and stuff like that at the time. I cannot believe that my battery is about to die. I haven't even talk that much. And it's like flashing like rapidly. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here now because I don't want to go get my other battery. So I guess I must have brought one that was like half used or something. But anyway, because I can't believe it's dead already. I hope you guys are having an amazing Monday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of your day. Really enjoy it. Do something fun today. Also do something that will make yourself proud when you look back on it tomorrow or next week or a year from now or 60 years from now. Thank you guys very much for watching my vlog, and if you made it this far, please put a blue heart in the comment section below, and please comment on the video, and like it, and give it a big thumbs up, and make sure that you're still subscribed to it. I really appreciate it, as well as looking to see if you're subscribed to my other channels. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day, and you do your daily affirmations. I'm just gonna pick one for you today, and I'm gonna say today is going to be the most amazing day of your week or month, I don't know, and it's gonna be a great day today. You're gonna have a lot of fun and a lot of laughter today, and you're gonna be happy, joyous, and free all day today. And if you're going to bed, then tomorrow will be the best day of your week, and you'll be happy, joyous, and free all day and full of laughter. And most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody else and let them know how much they mean to you. Just call somebody up or text somebody and say, hey, I was thinking of you today, and I want you to know that you're important to me. And don't forget to practice random acts of kindness. But like I always say on here, don't tell anyone. We learned that in the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff book that I read over my Peterisms channel. Just do it because it makes us better people, and it's a good thing to put positivity and love and compassion out there in the world. Anyway, this is gonna stop any moment, so I've got to get off here. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for really helping me during this time to vent and be able to talk, and I feel like I'm part of something bigger than just myself by reading your comments and knowing that you guys are watching. So I love you. Hang in there. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Stay sane. And I will see you tomorrow from the driveway with another fountain pop. Get your Diet Cokes ready or your coffee or whatever, and you can all sit and we can watch from the driveway tomorrow together. I love you, and I will see you then. Bye. Love ya.